So we got the PS5 reveal last week, and we were all speculating at that reveal that we would get big games like the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, which ended up being Horizon Forbidden West. We also speculated we would get the Demon's Souls remake, which that was pretty much a given, as well as in terms of Insomniac games, we kind of thought that we would maybe get the Ratchet & Clank sequel off of Ratchet & Clank for 2015, but here we are talking about Spider-Man Miles Morales. I still cannot believe it. What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD1 here, back in your place in source, and we are going to break down and analyze the Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5 trailer. And before we get started, if you are new here, make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest and all things PlayStation and Spider-Man Miles Morales, as well as the PS5 as a whole. But going into it here, this game has been confirmed after the fact to be a standalone experience by Insomniac Games. So yes, they did confirm this via Twitter, and it's not going to be some sort of DLC for the first game. It's not the complete sequel to Spider-Man PS4, but it is this middle in between that is similar to what I believe is going to be looking like how we view Uncharted: The Lost Legacy in terms of Uncharted games, where it's not technically a full Uncharted sequel to Uncharted 4. It's not really technically even a full game. It is a full package, and like it is a full game, but in terms of like the overall scale of it, it's definitely more of an expanded DLC type of $40 price range. And with this game launching in holiday 2020, with only 2 years after Spider-Man PS4, I have to presume that it is going to probably follow this similar trail of being the quote-unquote lost legacy of the Spider-Man franchise for PlayStation, which honestly I love the idea for. I think having Miles Morales be the star of this standalone game is going to be really, really cool, and this could definitely pitch up and set up the, of course, Spider-Man sequel that we're all looking forward to down the road. But to have a day one experience that is brand new involving Spider-Man Miles Morales, and of course being day one allegedly, probably on PS5 with that holiday 2020 release date, and with PS5 having that same verbiage of having a holiday 2020 release date, I really do think that they are planning on having this launch with the PS5, and I think this is absolutely the greatest ideas they could ever have, because definitely the true Spider-Man sequel is a ways off, but having this be that half step is something that is going to be really, really cool to have on launch. I think it's a great idea, and making it just star Miles Morales, I think it's great. And as you go on into the trailer, it looks like it is using the same city from Spider-Man PS4, with just of course a different season being the holiday season, having snow on the ground, being a winter season. It looks like they're going to do that to make it a little bit more different than the basic game of Spider-Man PS4, as well as, if you guys recall, we did see Spider-Man PS4 running behind closed doors on PS5, and they were showing off the enhancements that the game could utilize with PS5 hardware. So it looks like the writing was definitely on the wall for something like this. It's great, it makes sense, I love it. So we open up into this really cool intro with Miles seemingly shocking some sort of metal device that's emitting a light as glass breaks, and his suit is ripping apart due to seemingly the electric waves that he's giving off, as well as he's screaming and everything. This could entirely just be a flashy intro for the trailer debut of this game, but we decided to go a little bit deeper here with this. And so to Real Deathly, PlayStation Source Discord's very own, as well as my cousin, is a huge Spider-Man fan, and we were just talking about this whole trailer, and he had a very, very good theory that I felt very, very wrong explaining. I figured he'd just come on real quick and explain what he thinks is going on here, and I will let him take it away.
What's up, PlayStation Source fan base? It's your boy To Real Deathly, and I just wanted to come in and interject in this video to discuss the beginning of the Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5 trailer. Me and Kevin were sitting at Discord, and we were discussing what Miles could possibly be touching at the beginning of the trailer, and I came up with the theory that it could possibly be some sort of Oscorp tech, that he could be absorbing his bioelectrokinesis powers that he has in the comic books that is originally from the spider that bites him, but I believe that they could be changing his origin in some way, and that he could be absorbing these powers through whatever it is that he's touching. And this is just Kevin citing his source, so kids, always cite your sources. Peace.
Complete shameless plug. If you have any theories about this whole trailer as we go on, make sure to leave it down below in the Discord, link in the description. Join the community, join the PlayStation Kings, and definitely check out that whole Discord down below. It's full of Kings. PlayStation Source Discord down below in the description. But viewing this scene as a possible origin story to Miles getting his electric specific powers could be interesting, since they aren't shying away from being a little creative with other characters in this universe's backstories and how they get powers, etc. Or maybe it could be depicting him first realizing he has these powers. Whatever it is, we'll see more of these electric powers throughout the trailer as well. While this whole intro is going on, we do have these specific lines being read by Peter Parker, aka Yuri Lowenthal.
A hero's just someone who doesn't give up. Your dad said that. He was right. Now it's your turn. Go be a hero, Miles.
Okay, let's do this.
And so while I didn't remember this line at first, actually Jefferson Davis does say this to Miles in the original game before his speech when he goes up to accept his award for his heroism during the game.
Hey, you got this, Dad. I mean, come on, you saved Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that makes you an official superhero.
A superhero. Or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't give up.
It's a great callback, and it also sounds like Peter is helping Miles be inspired to be heroic through the heroism his father displayed as well. It's also beautiful coming from the person Miles idolized in the first game. Like, it's crazy to think that Miles looked up to Spider-Man so much and his father knew that, and now we have the tables turning where Peter is trying to use the heroism Miles' father showed to inspire Miles and become the new idolization as opposed to himself. It's very, very selfless thinking, and it's a very, very cool way to get Miles to become a hero. As the trailer kicks up, so does the beat, with On My Own by Jaden Smith featuring Kid Cudi is playing on the trailer. So I can't play it here because of course copyright, but speaking just from me here, as you know, TKD123, I love Jaden Smith and Kid Cudi as well, but man, I have a soft spot for Jaden Smith. If you guys don't know, this song is on Jaden Smith's album Aries. I love this song, and I love how this could hopefully be leading into a great soundtrack in terms of Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think obviously this vibe of music, bring in some hip-hop, bring in some R&B, essentially bring in the soundtrack that was analogous to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse starring Miles Morales as well. I think having that type of music into this game is going to be great, and overall just meld into the idea that Miles Morales is a different person. Like, he is a half Hispanic, half black kid, and so the music that he listens to is going to be vastly different than what Peter Parker listens to, I think. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, maybe Peter Parker likes some Jaden Smith, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying, like just like having a different vibe towards a Miles Morales game is going to be excellent, and I hope that that melds into the soundtrack or the original soundtrack, or just, you know, if anything, the trailers that we get from here on out. In the first look of the game, we get Christmas decorations and snow on the ground that shows up throughout the trailer, indicating that there may have been some kind of truth behind the leaks that we got earlier that disputed this aspect of the game. My video breaking down all those leaks are over here in the top card on the YouTube video, and I figured that, you know, now I might as well just bring up that video again, because maybe there's some truth behind this, because there was the snow aspect and the winter aspect that was kind of confirmed through this trailer, but maybe there's more nuggets of truth in that whole leak. We will have to see it moving forward. We also get these new enemy types in the trailer as well. They seem to be equipped with this shiny purple armor and tech on their arms as like these big gauntlets, and not sure if it's just this specific enemy, but they seem to have this property of being able to manifest weapons as well through these arm gauntlets. It looks super cool and unique. At first I really had no grasp as to what these enemies could be, but towards the end of the trailer we see an enemy riding a bike that seemingly was able to flip a car over the force of the bike alone. Again, I could be way off here, but could this be introducing Uncle Aaron as the Prowler? I mean, even amongst the obvious that this scene seems to be recreating that Miles chase down with Prowler on a bike from Spider-Verse, there was also a lot of purple throughout the trailer on this armor as well. And with Spider-Man PS4 taking more of a MCU type of villain approach in terms of design, with the Scorpion and Rhino having these suits that are made of metal and everything, it certainly makes sense for this game to have Prowler in there, as well as he doesn't have any real powers. He uses technology as his main avenue of doing his bidding and everything. However, let it be clear, I am no Spider-Man expert, never claimed to be. So you Spider-Man experts down below watching this video, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, as well as maybe hop in that Discord as well. Let us know what you think as a Spider-Man expert, as I am definitely not. Friend of the channel King Voxage24 does tell me on Discord that maybe these other enemies could be Prowler, like I said before, or they could also maybe be Kingpin's men, depicting by the purple color choice, but we really don't know. Again, it's all just speculation. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As the trailer goes on, we do of course see Miles walking through a winter New York City with a North Face parka coat on, and most importantly, a fresh cut and taper fade. You gotta love my boy Miles. Finally went to the barbershop, and we get a last look at that haircut at the end of the trailer. A definite glow up from my boy Miles, definitely looking fresh with that cut. We also get a quick glance at New York City in a more sunny daytime environment, so it looks like we could be getting that same ability where you can go to Harry's research labs and change the time of day like we could in the original Spider-Man PS4. That may be available in the game, we'll have to see, but just cool to see that we will get varying times like we did in the original game. Next up, there's this cool scene where we see Miles saving people from a collapsing bridge, which could be one of the bridges in the base Spider-Man PS4 game that wasn't fully accessible and closed off by the game. It looks really cool and could be telling a piece of what the enemies are plotting in this game to retaliate against Miles Morales. And hey, maybe in this game we see its destruction, maybe it gets rebuilt and be able to be playable and crossable in the sequel to Spider-Man into Queens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe that could be the case, who knows? I'm just guessing, aka I really want to see Queens in Spider-Man 2, I really do. We get a nice look at a few of Miles' powers. We knew of his base abilities from Spider-Man PS4, including web swinging and wall climbing, but being able to see his electrokinesis powers throughout are really cool, where we have a look at the Venom Punch, which is essentially an electrically charged punch, as well as a Spire camouflage ability, making him partially invisible. These will surely be abilities that will be able to be upgraded and enhanced in the full game. And we also get a glimpse at his Mega Venom Blast, seemingly, which is going to be a type of Venom Punch that tends to drain him in the comics from what I have read up on, so definitely could be an interesting way. Maybe that was our first look at like an ultimate ability, who knows? But he used this Venom Punch on someone wearing red armor. Again, unsure of who this gentleman is or lady, you know, let me not be discriminatory, woman or female, whoever this person is in this red armor, no idea who it could be, but it could indicate that we will be getting more than one enemy faction group, like in the first game, how we had the Inner Demons fighting for Mr. Negative and Sable International fighting for Silver Sable. Maybe we have another group of enemies that are more than just Prowler's men, who knows? We will have to see. Or, you know, let me be just clear, allegedly Prowler's men. I'm not saying it is, but allegedly Prowler's men. Maybe we have another enemy faction as well fighting against Miles Morales. But make sure to let me know down below if you spotted something that I didn't on this breakdown, and what did you find the most interesting out of what I broke down? Was it the enemy types? Was it him using his different abilities? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And make sure also, while you are down there, to check out our description where you can find our Twitter, our Discord, as well as our Anchor link to listen to a long form content and podcast format. That of course being Road to Part 2, as well as Road to Ghost of Tsushima. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation and all things Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and all things PS5. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.